Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a DIY lash extension. So yeah, as y'all can see, I'm very bald at the face. So especially if I don't have any makeup on, I need to have something. And my something is lashes. So yeah, y'all see what it's giving right now. Very bare, very bald. So yeah, we need to get something going. First, we're gonna go over everything that you need. Right now, I'm using these lash clusters. I got them off of Amazon. They were like $7 or $8. I mean, I guess I like them so far. Like, I don't have any really complaints about them. So they go from 20, 18, 16, and 14. So they're in increments of 2. So yeah, we got the lash bond and the lash seal. So obviously use the bond whenever you're trying to glue them on, and then a seal to make sure they lock everything in and it's not like really sticky afterwards. You need some tweezers. I bought these tweezers on their own. I just got these from Marshall's. And then I also have some lash glue because I like to put actual lash glue over at the end once I'm done putting the clusters on. I don't know if it helps them last longer or what, but that's just something that I like to do. And then I have my little compact mirror, my little Fenty Beauty compact mirror. And this has like some powder. It's a pressed powder on the inside. I did learn a new trick to where if you put the tweezers into like the powder before you start doing the lashes, it helps it not to be like really sticky. But I'm not gonna do that since it's like, this isn't loose powder. So, and I don't wanna mess the powder up, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna use that for the mirror. One thing that you do wanna do before you start putting the extensions on is clean your lashes. People like to use a lash bath. I don't have that. I just wash my face, put soap everywhere, even on like my lashes type. Wash it off with the wash rag and your lashes are clean. Soap and water, that's all you need, soap and water. Get into it. I'm gonna start off with the bond. The bond is like a mascara type of thing. This is what the bond looks like, the one that I have. Some are curved, some are straight. It just depends on what yours looks like whenever you get it. I am gonna try something new. Usually I do the shortest to the longest. I wanna try to make it like wispy, fluffy type of thing. So I'm gonna do short on the inner corners and then like maybe 1 or 2 long in the outer corners, and then just be like in the middle, it'll be short and long, kind of mixed up because I want to see the look it gives. So whenever I do the bond, I usually like to put it all over on all of my lashes. People do it section by section, but I'm going to do it all over my lashes. And then if I need to reapply it in certain sections, then I will do that, but it's just gonna be on all of the lashes first. And I'm only gonna use the clusters 16 and 14. Maybe I might put 118 on the very end, I don't know. But I like my lashes to be short because I'm really supposed to wear glasses even though I don't wear them. I'm supposed to wear glasses. So if I just so happen to, for whatever reason, want to put my glasses on, the lashes won't be like hitting my actual glasses or even my sunglasses. I don't want that to happen. So I like to stay on the shorter side. I've been thinking of doing lashes that are even shorter than that, like maybe 8 to 13. But I haven't searched for those lengths yet, but I might try them out. Have them very short and fluffy and wispy. Okay, so this is what my lashes are looking like with the bond on. And then we're gonna go ahead and get started with the lash clusters. So of course, this is what the lashes look like on the inside of the pack. And let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna do I'm going to do the 16 and 14. I'm not going to do the 18 today. So I'm going to do the 16 and 14. And whenever you do grab the lashes, you want to grab it at the base, like where the, I guess the plastic or the lash line would be. You want to pick it up there because that's like the best part to pick it up so the actual lash does not rip, okay? Because sometimes I would just pick them up any type of way and it will rip. So you want to pick it up there. And then if you need to, you can either hold your eye up like that and apply the lash. You want to apply it straight to your lash line. Or if you're able to do it, you can just take the mirror. You want to kind of hold it down below around the chin area and just put it right underneath your lash line, okay? And if the placement doesn't feel right, that's okay. Just try to move it around. You want to blink a little bit, look around, see if it feels comfortable. Because sometimes if you put it too far under your lash line or under your eyelid maybe, it can cause a little bit of pain. And you don't want that because you're trying to have these on for a couple of days at least. So yeah, this one feels fine. I also like to use the back of the tweezer to kind of push the lash up a little bit. And I like the placement, so we're gonna leave that. So you're really supposed to do the lashes from outer to inner. Like I said, I wanna put one long one on the outer and of course the shorter ones on the inside. And I'm trying something new, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a 14. We're gonna place it on the inner corner. Okay, so we got 2 on so far. And then I'm going to take another 16 and I think I want to place this one. Maybe I'll place it in the middle. Yeah, I'm going to place it in the middle of my lashes. And then the spaces there, I'm going to put 14s in those. And we're going to see how this looks. Because like I said, I usually do them from longest to shortest. So I'm curious to see if it looks good or how it looks. And then we just got one more. And this is gonna be another 14 here. My eyes are fairly small, so I think I only have, let me see, 1, 2, 3. So this will only be 5 lash clusters that I have on my eyes. You know, obviously some people need more depending on how big your eyes are, but I have fairly small eyes, so these are only 5. Okay, what do y'all think? So we got this eye done. And then this eye. And then this eye. And this eye. I don't know, I don't feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel like it looks that much of a difference. So this one is kind of falling off a little bit. So we're just gonna go ahead and try to squeeze that on there. I'm gonna do that to all of them. Just kind of like press them on there just a little bit more to try to get them like really on there together. Okay. And then make sure you do one eye at a time. You don't have to do this one and that one and that one and that one. Do one eye at a time, but remember what you put where. Remember what lash cluster you put on each side and try to mimic it on the other side, okay? And I feel like this looks pretty full, so I'm not gonna double it, but if you want it to be fuller, you can also double the amount of lashes that you put on. But you can even triple it. I don't know, that might be a little too much, but you can just play around and see what you like. So we're gonna take this seal and go over it. And this one, sometimes they're just like a regular spoolie type. But this one is a spoolie and it has like the little ball at the end. So you can either do it like that or you can just do it like that. Specifically, I like the little ball at the end because specifically in the inner corner, you can just do that type of thing. And it's easier to get it compared to using a spoolie. Okay, we're gonna give our eye a little break, a little blinking break, because sometimes you need it. And I'm actually gonna go back into the inner corner to do this again, but I'm gonna hold my lid this time. Okay. All right, we're gonna fluff it out a little bit. And then I'm gonna go in with the lash glue. I got this lash glue from the beauty supply store. And I think this is like $5 or something like that. I think they also sell these at maybe Walmart or CVS, but beauty supply store, hello. And then I'm just gonna take it and go underneath with it. Done. And then we're gonna move on to the next eye. And of course, again, starting with the bond. We have the bond. The only thing I don't really like about the bond is sometimes, because this glue is so tacky, sometimes your natural lashes can get like stuck together, and then you're trying to fight to get them unstuck together because you don't want just a clump of your natural lashes there and then the lash cluster doesn't have anything to grip onto. So I'm taking a 16. And again, we're gonna put it on the outer corner. It is, but I don't really like doing my left eye. I'm right-handed, and doing my left eye is just always a challenge. But we're gonna make it do what it do. And we're gonna take a 14 and go into the inner corner. Sometimes I switch between the lash clusters and the actual individual lashes. And I feel like the individual lashes do last longer. The lash clusters, they do last for, assuming maybe like 4 days before they might start falling off a little bit, but the individual lash clusters last longer, and the glue is a little bit different. The individual lashes, they last longer because they're just like individually on each of your nostril lash, and these are technically heavier for your lashes. So I had to look that up because I was like, why do they last longer? Am I tripping, or I'm just making that up? And they do in fact last a little bit longer than these ones. So, but of course it's up to personal preference. Okay, so we have the 14 on the inner corner. You're going to take a 16 and put it right in the middle. So we got the 16, and again, remember to grab the actual lash at the base. And then again, this is gonna go in the middle of my lid or my lash line. Y'all know what I mean. Okay, and that's what it's looking like right now. And then we're just gonna fill in those spaces with 14s. I really have 2 16s and 3 14s on. And then I have to get one more 14 and put it in the other space here. Of course, we're gonna use the tweezer end to just kind of like squeeze it together. These are the lashes. Maybe I should, I don't know, maybe I should add a 14 right there or a 16. Because there's kind of a gap there. So this eye will have 5 and this one will have 6. I'm gonna add a 16, but I am gonna put some more of the bond on just to make sure that it doesn't come off. And that's gonna go partly on my natural lash and partly on the lash clusters. So we have the 16. We're just gonna put it right into that space. I'm gonna use the spoolie, and I'm gonna use the little ball at the end. Lash glue. I'm just gonna put it underneath. These are my lashes. I mean, I feel like, you know, they just lift the eyes up some more, especially when you're like me, you have no lashes, no brows, so it's just a little boost.